One of the most time-consuming steps when flipping houses is analyzing and negotiating with motivated sellers. I'm talking about all of the work leading up to making an offer and writing a contract. Well, I want to share with you my 6-step process to pre-close motivated sellers on the phone before you meet with them. On this video, I'm going to show you my exact scripts and how to close more deals with motivated sellers coming up. Hi, it's Jerry Norton, the nation's leading expert on flipping houses, and tell me if this sounds familiar. You get a call from one of your ads or you cold call a prospect and they tell you they're interested in selling their home. So you drop everything, you meet the prospect at their house, and you do a walkthrough to see the condition, you add up all the repairs, and then you run all the comps to determine the after repair value of the home, and finally you get to your maximum allowable offer, your MAO, and then you tell the seller your best pitch. I'm a cash buyer and I can close in 5 minutes, and I can buy your property as is, and I can give you cash for keys, and if you sell me your house, I'll include an all-expense paid vacation to Hawaii for you and your whole family if you'll just sell me your home for $150,000. And the seller says, oh, I need at least $200,000. And you walk out of there defeated and discouraged because you just spent hours on that one lead and you got all the way to the 5-yard line and then fumbled the ball. Now, I want to help you to avoid doing that. There is a better way. Let me show you my 6-step process to pre-close your sellers on the phone before you meet them. But first, if we've never met, I'm Jerry Norton, and this channel is dedicated to helping you make more money right now in real estate, not later in 10 or 20 years or even 3 to 5 years, but right now so that you can achieve true financial freedom and live your dream life. Consider subscribing to the channel, click the bell icon and get notified when new videos are released. First and foremost, I want you to understand the big picture of getting a contract from a motivated seller. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Your job is not to create motivation. It's not to convince a seller why they should sell their property to you at a discount. Your job is to find already motivated sellers. A seller willing and ready to sell their property because they would rather have peace of mind than equity in the home. From the time that you initially make contact to getting an executed contract, there are 3 phases. Phase 1 is what I call the discovery phase. The entire purpose of phase 1 is to find out or discover if the seller is actually even motivated. The way to find out is by giving a ballpark offer. This happens right on the phone before ever meeting the seller in person. Now I'm going to show you in a minute, so stay with me. If they respond favorably to your ballpark offer, then we move to phase 2. Once it's identified that the seller is in fact motivated because they responded favorably to that ballpark offer, phase 2 is the pre-close before scheduling a time to meet. This is a soft commitment right on the phone from the seller to sell the property upon meeting to do a walkthrough. Again, I'll show you in a minute. And finally, the 3rd phase is where you actually meet the seller and you verify and you close on the contract. This is where you spend time and you do a detailed analysis and you run the comps and you get your ARV. This is where you actually meet at the house and you do a property walkthrough. This is where you tighten up your numbers and you get your exact buy price. And this is where you execute a contract. If during phase 1 discovery, while on the phone, the seller doesn't respond favorably to your ballpark offer and therefore is not motivated, then you don't waste time meeting him or her. You just save yourself countless hours pursuing an unmotivated seller. For example, if you ballpark $150,000 with a seller and they respond with $215,000, then you don't move to phase 2. If they respond with say $160,000, that's close to your ballpark number and you can move to phase 2. That way you only meet with sellers and you do home visits and walkthroughs and estimating repairs and looking at comps on deals when you actually have a motivated seller. Now, I'll illustrate this for you and I'll give you my exact scripts. But this is how to do 10 times as many deals as your competition in a fraction of the time. So let me show you what the application looks like following my 6-step process. Let's say that you or your acquisition manager is on the phone with the prospect for the first time. Step 1 is to get a yes from the owner to sell his or her property. So in the very beginning of the conversation, you'll say something like this: I'm calling to see if you would consider an offer to sell your house. If they say yes, step 2 is to give your quick elevator pitch. Now the elevator pitch has to hit the 4 main benefits that you provide to homeowners. They include cash, no fees, as is, and close quickly. So it goes something like this: I'm calling to see if you would consider an offer on your house. Okay, great. Well, we can buy your house cash, we pay all the closing costs, and there are no real estate commissions. And the best part is, we will buy your home completely as is, so you don't have to put any money into it to sell it, and we can close whenever you want. Your elevator pitch should be second nature to you and something that you can recite in your sleep. Step 3 is to ask for a price. Remember the old adage, he who names the price first loses. Get the seller to give you his or her buy number. So it looks like this. I'm calling to see if you would consider an offer on your house. Okay, great. We purchase properties cash, we pay all the closing fees, there are no real estate commissions, and the best part is, we will buy your house completely as is, so you don't have to put any money into it to sell it, and we can close whenever you want. So for an offer like that, would you mind sharing with me the price you would need for the home? Then be quiet. You want to get him or her to give the price first. Now, if the seller gives a number, you're going to do a very simple calculation. While talking to the seller, look up the address on Zillow.com to get Zillow's estimated value, and then take 60 to 65% of that number. So if the Zestimate number is $210,000, then 210 times 0.65 is $136,500. Now, if you have my deal analyzer, it's even better because it automatically calculates the ARV using sold comps in the area, and it has an algorithm for determining the repairs, and it does it instantly, so it's faster and more accurate. If the seller won't give a price and insists that you make an offer, say the following after calculating your ballpark offer price. Mr. Seller, I'm just running some numbers here, and given the neighborhood and all of the costs that I'm gonna incur to buy, fix, and resell the property, I'm gonna need to be in the ballpark of $130,000. Maybe I can go as high as $135,000 depending on how things check out. Then be quiet. If the price they gave is near 65% of Zillow's estimated value, or if you gave the offer and they are open to it, step 5 is to schedule an appointment to meet the seller. If the seller's price isn't near 65% of Zillow's estimated value, then you can decide if you want to try and overcome objections and help them see the difference between, a retail buyer and a cash buyer. Watch this video and you can learn more about that, or you can end it there and just put them in your follow-up sequence. Step 6 then is the pre-close. After scheduling the appointment to meet the seller and before hanging up, step 6 is to get the seller to commit to selling to you. Say the following: Mr. Seller, I'm not sure I can make $135,000 work. That might be a little tight, but I'm gonna do my very best to get you that number. Just to confirm, I'm meeting you this afternoon at 3 p.m. And just so we're on the same page, I don't want to waste your time or my time. When we meet and come to an agreement on the price and terms, are you prepared to do a simple agreement with me to move forward and sell your house? Okay, now the purpose of the pre-close is to make sure you don't waste time meeting an unmotivated seller. If and only when the seller commits to sell you the house at or close to your ballpark offer, do you spend the time doing a detailed analysis, running comps, estimating repairs, and meeting the seller, etc. Now, I assume that you kept getting yeses during the conversation, and I have a script for what to say when you get no's and other seller objections, such as, who are you? How did you get my number? Why did you think I wanted to sell my house? And so on. Now, all of that and everything that I reviewed on this video, I've included in my Motivated Seller Cheat Sheets. It's a simple PDF download that you can have for free. Just click the link in the description. If you learned something in this video, show some love, hit that like button. And if you plan on using my 6-step process to pre-close motivated sellers on the phone, leave a comment and let me know. And if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I'm dedicated to helping you make more money in less time flipping houses so that you can live your dream life. And if you're looking to improve your skills to find, negotiate, and close more deals with motivated sellers, be sure to check out my Motivated Seller playlist. And remember, it's not about the money, it's about having the time and freedom to be, do, have, and give everything you want in life. That's what it's all about, and I'll see you on the next video.